Hey, what's going on, guys? My name is Jake Ingledew, and I am an average dude with above average dreams. And today I'm going to share with you how I got started in real estate investing. Let's go. Okay, so before I share with you how to get started investing in real estate, this is my little disclaimer. I am not a real estate guru. I only own 4 properties, and I started my first property like 3 years ago. So I only purchased my first investment property 3 years ago, and now I have 4 properties. So there's a lot more people out there that have better information than me. I'm just going to share with you my experience, how I got started, and what it took for me to get started. And honestly, the way I'm about to share with you is probably the average way of getting started. Again, I'm just an average dude with above average dreams. So let me share with you how I got started and what you need to do to get started in investing in real estate. So before you can get started even investing in real estate, first of all, you need to know how to find deals, how to analyze deals, because if the numbers don't work, it's not going to be a good investment opportunity. You always want to make sure the numbers work. And I can probably do a later video of how I analyze rental properties, but there's a lot of free information out there on how to analyze deals, how to find deals. I've even got a buddy, Chandler David Smith. Check out his YouTube channel. He does a fantastic job covering some of this. Another phenomenal resource is Bigger Pockets. I listen to their podcasts. I've read a lot of their books. There's a lot of ways or a lot of tips on how to analyze deals, how to find deals, to make sure the investment works for you. So first, you've got to start learning how to find and analyze deals. I'm not gonna lie, it took me probably, little over 2 years of just analyzing nonstop properties. And honestly, I was a little bit in analysis paralysis. I did a lot of research. I was reading books, listening to podcasts, trying to educate myself on how to get started in investing in real estate. And it took me a long time to finally get the courage to pull the trigger. So that's the first thing you got to do is you got to understand real estate and start educating yourself by listening to books or reading books or listening to podcasts. There's, like I said, a ton of information out there, and that's the first step is you've got to increase your knowledge on how to invest in real estate. Okay, so the next couple things you've got to do to start getting and investing in real estate is you've got to start paying yourself first. Every time you get income, set some money aside for yourself. Pay yourself first. I prefer to try to get at least 10%. Hopefully it's a lot more than that, but to start out, try to work up to that 10% mark of your monthly income to set that aside into savings, and then as that builds up, you use that for investments. And it's just a never-ending cycle. Then those investments will make you more money, then you put that money into savings and you invest it again, and it's just a never-ending cycle. So you've got to start paying yourself first. The second thing that you need to do, and again, this is in no particular order, is you got to start building your credit. In today's world, I mean, you just can't get money without building some credit. Now, there's some strategic ways of getting into real estate with no money down and leveraging other people's money. But one of the easiest ways, I think, for average people like me is to leverage the bank's money. And typically that's going to cost you 20% down to get into an investment property. If it's your first time buying a home, there's some other strategies. Like if you have not bought a home and you're young, please do this. I wish I would have done this. Buy a duplex, a fourplex, a triplex, because guess what? You can use the first time home buyer's loan for those properties because it can go from a single family on up to a fourplex. You live in one unit, rent the other units out, and guess what? You're living rent for free and cash flowing some money. So if you're young, house hack, that's what it's called, house hack. But anyhow, to get started, you just need to build your credit and you need to start paying yourself first. You've got to save up your money. Those are the first steps. So start analyzing deals, learn how to find deals, learn about real estate investing, start paying yourself first and start building up that credit. Those are the top 3 things to get started in real estate investing. Now I'm going to share with you how I bought my first rental property. So I had already been building up my credit. I had already saved up 20% down for a property. So I had cash sitting aside, and I'd already been analyzing nonstop, learning how to invest in real estate. And I finally found a deal that I pulled the trigger on, and it's been a fantastic property. So I'm actually gonna go drive over to the property, show you the property real quick. We have a tenant in it, so I'm not gonna go inside to show you, but I'll show you the outside, and I'll share with you exactly how I got this deal. Okay, so here's the story on how I purchased my first property. And man, I know in today's market, it's a little bit harder to find deals like this now. And I also live in the Midwest, so properties are cheap. So when I tell you these prices, I know you're gonna be like, oh man, I can't get that out in California or Colorado or whatever. That's fine. The principle is still the same. You can find deals any market that you're in. My market just happens to be a lot cheaper. It's a little bit different now that, with COVID and everything, and stimulus money and everything with the economy, things have just shot up. That the market's a little more expensive and it's harder to find deals, but they're still out there. Anyhow, so this is how I got my first property. My wife and I, we like to, for fun, we would do what they call driving for dollars, and basically we would just drive around in neighborhoods and looking for rundown properties or properties for sale, or maybe for sale by owner. And we just always kind of did that on the weekends for fun. And so that's what we were doing. I think it was on a weekend, we were driving and we pulled up to this property, and this property said for rent. And I was like, I wonder if they'd be interested in selling that by any chance. I'm like, never hurts to ask. Like worst case scenario, they say no. So I called them up and said, hey, I'm interested in your property you got for rent on this street. Would you be willing to sell it? And they're like, we actually hadn't thought about it, but yeah, actually we would be interested in selling it. And I asked them, I said, well, how much would you want for it? And they said they'd be hoping to get 50,000 out of it. Now, even that number is like, man, that's a deal for a property, especially with this property. It was a 3-bedroom, 1-bath home. It was, I think, a little bit over 1,000 square feet. But anyhow, so I was like, okay, let me talk it over with my wife and whatnot. And we got our finances in order, and we ended up purchasing the property. The cool thing is we got the property, we negotiated, and we got the property down with closing costs and everything. We bought it for around $44,000. When we first got that property, like no joke, we went in it, looked clean. Like 2 days later, we rented it out for $575. So on it, we were cash flowing a little over $100. I can't remember exactly how much. I'd have to go back and look at the numbers. But we were cash flowing after the mortgage was being paid off, the taxes were being paid off, insurance was being paid off. We were cash flowing a little over $100 a month. Well, now that same property that we still purchased for $44,000, again, we put 20% down, that's what we saved up for, is now being rented out for $625. So it's been an awesome little cash cow. I know there's investors out there getting way better numbers, but man, this was a great one for our first property. And that's how it happened. We just were driving around, decided to make the call, even though we were inexperienced, didn't know what we were doing. We just made it happen. We just called and just asked, and that's how we got our first property. So I'm about to pull on the street, so I'll show you what the property looks like. Here it is, the first property I ever bought. It's just a cute little home. It's a 3-bedroom, 1-bath home, and purchased it for $44,000 and being rented out for $625. The tenant's not home, so we're not gonna do a walkthrough or anything like that. I'm just showing you the front of it. But man, it's so exciting to finally have pulled the trigger on the first property. So once you get that first property, it just seems that gets the ball rolling. All right, guys, so just to recap, if you want to get started in investing in real estate, you've got to start learning to find deals, analyze deals, and educate yourself about real estate investing. There's a lot of resources out there. Bigger Pockets is one of my favorite ones, but there's stuff on YouTube, there's books, there's podcasts, and honestly, I'll link a couple of the books that have been super beneficial to me down below in the description. If you have any questions, feel free to comment below, ask me, subscribe, like, share if this has been valuable for you. But again, just to recap, you've got to start learning to analyze deals and educate yourself about real estate investing. Second or third, however, it doesn't matter the order, you've got to start building up your credit, and you've got to start paying yourself first to build up savings so that you can get the loan and put 20% down, because that's pretty much the average way to get started in real estate investing. Again, I'm no guru, I'm no millionaire, I'm no expert. I'm just an average dude with above average dreams, and hey, I've got 4 rental properties so far that are cash flowing pretty well for me. So feel free to reach out to me. I love to hear from you guys and know how I can provide value for you. Until next time, peace.